Due to the massive success, and even more so the unfortunate closing of
Wait a minute,
Freddy Fazbear.
massive? Okay, more Five Nights at Freddy's. Today we're in Sister Location. This one's actually scary. I'm not going to bother talking about the first night because nothing really happens. You just check the lights and then go under the desk. Very, very easy segment, and then it's over. That's night 1 completed. Night 2, however, yeah, that pissed me off. Oh, for goodness, yeah. Oh, god damn it, Valora! Oh, for goodness, cat! Oh, for goodness sake! Oh, for what?
It seems you are taking a long time. Please
If
proceed
this
as
voice
quickly
talks me
and
one more
as
time,
quietly
I'm
as
gonna
possible.
literally rip the voice box out and shove it right up my ass. Have a fun time with the back shots I'm gonna give you. Oh, what? Oh my god. Holla. What the hell's this bullshit? Yeah, contrary to what you just heard, I actually like Night 2 quite a lot. I think this segment is really interesting because at this point in the series at least, we'd never seen something quite like this before. And that's something that Sister Location does a lot. Every single night is completely different. It strays away from the formula quite a bit, and I like that a lot. Which is why I get really confused when people say they hate this game, because it was the first game in the series to do something entirely brand new. Humans don't like change, I guess. Obviously, there isn't a lot about this segment in particular that is entirely brand new, but it's the combination of these elements in this way that is brand new. And obviously, it uses audio clues, it uses visual clues, and it ties them all together with these different gameplay elements that, you know, it requires you to be very patient. And I think it's interesting because you don't get another segment like this throughout Sister Location. They do it once, and then you have to do something different the next night. It makes things a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more interesting, which is something that I'm glad Sister Location did, because it finally strayed from the same formula that was repeated 4 times in the first 4 games. Night 3, like Night 1, is also really easy, actually. I got it done in about 5 minutes. It was very, very quick, so quick that I don't even have much footage of it. But yeah, Night 3 was interesting, just incredibly easy.
Proceed forward to reach the parts and service room.
Oh my god! Honestly, not sure what that sound was that came out of my mouth. At all. Yeah, Night 3 sees you clicking buttons on Funtime Freddy, and then you click this awkward little button on Funtime Bonnie, which wasn't quite as, you know, intuitive as I wanted it to be, but it was still unique and interesting, and it was handled well enough. And while yes, you do some clicky button bullshit again later on, they do it in a different way, and a more interesting way, which is something I can appreciate. Oh yeah, and I don't think this segment was on Night 3, but this segment was interesting. I just forgot to talk about it. It was fine. It wasn't anything special. I'll say this is like one of the weakest new things they've done, but it was fine. It was fine. Night 4 is when things start to really get pissing me off. Unlike the previous games in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, this night actually starts directly after the third one. Well, actually that's not true. You just don't go home after Night 3, which I think is cool because it makes things a little bit more interesting that way. It gives it more of a linear feel, a more continuity, more of a natural feel, and I can appreciate that. What I can't appreciate is Night 4 itself. Luckily, Night 4 doesn't go on for too long. In fact, Night 4 is literally 3 minutes long. It just feels way longer because of the amount of tries it will take you to do this. Yeah, I will talk about it after I show you all my failures. Hey, what the Oh no, I was literally 2 seconds off! Ah, come on, I was close again. Oh, come on, I was a second away! Oh, yeah, what the frick? Oh, yeah, come on, I was 3 seconds off! Yeah, Night 4 is very difficult. The concept very much mimics the FNAF 2 music box, but it's a lot more difficult, and you have to be a lot more precise. That's a big thing in Sister Location, is being precise with your movements, especially in Night 5, and I will show you my qualms with that after this. But yeah, the concept is keep these spring locks wound up as best you can. It's basically like a clock pattern. You wind it all the way up to 12, and if it gets to 12, you know, clockwise, then you're fucked. And you also have to get the little what they're called again, smithereens or some bollocks. You keep the smithereens off your suit, basically. You have to wiggle 1 to 4 times. It's a bit of a bargain, but if you get the strategy right, you will be able to figure it out. I managed to figure it out after doing some research, but it is still incredibly difficult, so I have to give props where props is due. This did have me pissed off for a while, but I got it done in the end.
I am so good at this game! Yes!
Can you tell I was finally glad to be done with it?
And make sure she's on her stage.
Oh.
Great. Now
Toki
let's check
Doki
on
Literature
fun time.
Club?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I quit this night. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that this night doesn't really work well on console. It wasn't optimized. That's the problem. The game itself is fine. Obviously, being on PC, I'm sure this was a lot easier. But on console, it's next to impossible to pull this off, and I was struggling more than I was struggling with Night 4. I didn't die quite as many times, or at least I did, I just didn't fucking record it, because it was boring, because it reached a point where I didn't even have any reaction, because I was just, like, sick and tired of it.
I clicked it! What is the problem with this game?
This segment is where I died the most. In fairness, it wasn't really a game issue. I think the sensitivity was definitely a problem. It would have been a lot easier with a keyboard and mouse. It's the bit after this that is, like, next to impossible on console.
I followed her instructions and still died.
Yeah, that part basically doesn't work. Apparently, the idea is she'll tell you to go forward. You do that, and then you just get jump scared. That's because it's not actually forward. I've been told online it's like left, but then other people have also told me that with the controller, it's also like northwest on the controller, which doesn't make any sense. And why haven't they fixed this? Was this not something that they thought to fix when they ported it, and then people started complaining? Because this port did not come to PlayStation yesterday. It's been on here for years, and yet it still isn't fixed. It's so broken to the point where I can't beat Night 5. I'm having more problems with Night 5 than I did with Night 4, and I'm sorry, but I gave up. I was trying this for a solid 40 minutes. I just thought, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because the answers I'm getting online don't help me enough, and it's just not really fucking working. I'm sure this is fine on PC. It just doesn't work on console. It hasn't soured my opinion of the game, because I looked up the ending after this, and it seems fine enough. And if I was on PC, it would have worked. It's just because I'm on console that it fucking doesn't. So the problem here isn't Sister Location, it's the fucking bastards who ported this game!
3.
I clicked it. I clearly clicked it. She didn't tell me to stop. I'm moving it left the exact direction that I was told online, and it still isn't fucking working. Okay, you know what? I'll just call it quits. Okay, I understand. I know what happens at the ending. I'll just leave it at that. Because this bullshit, I can't tolerate it any longer.
So, in conclusion, Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. One of the most interesting games in this franchise, and I am still quite bewildered as to why some consider this to be one of the worst in the franchise. Some put it below the likes of Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and FNAF World, which is baffling to me. This game is great. It's the most unique game in the franchise, besides maybe Security Breach. But for the time, this was so innovative and unique compared to the other games. I have no idea why people hate this. Yes, it's a bit quieter, there's not quite as much going on, but it's more interesting, more unique, it uses more features, and it's also more polished. So yeah, I like Sister Location. It's a good game, by the way. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please consider checking out some of my other ones, such as my Security Breach one. And anyway, I will see you later.
I just need to know. I just need to know.